dude, the official narrative on this whole war, it's just like it makes no sense. And again, like I said, remember, the same people who are pushing this are the ones who are telling you Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction and stuff. But the official narrative, this thing with Russia is just like the craziest thing in the world. Like the idea that we're actually flirting with a nuclear conflict with Russia. Most important priority in the history of humanity is that America and Russia do not go to war. There's nothing more important than that. That's it. We'll destroy the human species if we do this. And yet there's this war right on Russia's border, and there's no effort to negotiate going on. There's like no effort. In fact, from very solid reporting, that actually America, through Boris Johnson, told Ukraine not to negotiate with Russia at the very beginning of the war, when they had a deal worked out. They had a deal worked out. There's been reported in multiple sources that they had a deal worked out, and the deal was basically that Vladimir Putin would pull back. He would pull back his troops and leave Ukraine under the condition that the very simple conditions that Ukraine guaranteed autonomy for the Donbass region and agreed to never join NATO. Look, he's wrong for invading Ukraine. Tens of thousands of people have died. It's horrible. And a lot of them are soldiers, but a lot of them are civilians. And but to say he was unprovoked is like insane. The promise when the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, and this was like verbally promised and put in writing, was that NATO would not expand 1 inch to the east. And every single president since then has moved NATO east, to the point that NATO is now on Russia's border. The Ukrainian government was kind of siding with Russia, or at least a lot more pro-Russia, and then we overthrew that government and installed a pro-America government. And this to Putin, he had said over and over again, was a huge red line for him. Like Ukraine was the big line. And you could look, imagine, take it from our point of view, if like Russia was coming over here and overthrowing the pro-America government in Montreal and installing a pro-Russia government there. And, like this would be seen as, would you call that an unprovoked attack? Right. If we were to go in there and then go overthrow that government. So again, I'm not justifying what he's doing.
We Americans do not understand Central and Eastern Europe, period, the end. And for us to be making these commitments and not understanding how Russians think and how Ukrainians think and how Poles think and how the fighting works, I don't think we know what we're doing. I think we're creating a doomsday machine. So it's very romantic to people who are like World War II addicts. We do not realize how deep the trouble we're courting is. And I don't think we realize how dangerous it is if we are going to, every time there's a border dispute, go to a thermonuclear standoff. It's just Russian roulette with smaller and smaller numbers of empty chambers. No, I think we're actually just going crazy. I think that those of us who actually get how risky this is need to speak up, because it's not fun. The entire apparatus will tell you that you're soft on Putin and you're an appeasing Chamberlain wannabe, and it's like bullshit. In 2004, we let Latvia and Lithuania into NATO membership. And I remember thinking at the time, what the hell are we doing? It's not like I don't understand that we want to protect them, but these were former Soviet republics. And there's two ways of thinking about it. You can put on one set of glasses and say, well, these are nations that get to decide what they want, and who's to tell them what to do. And then there's another thing called spheres of influence, where it's like, that's the Russian sphere of influence. If you are not playing with both of these sets of lenses, you're not playing the game. We created a situation by pretending that we didn't understand the spheres of influence classes. We very well understand the sovereignty classes. And we are now creating a doomsday machine that we do not understand. And the world is going to go multipolar, and we don't have the skill to play this game, period.